Hey, y'all. Welcome to the post-game spread. I'm your host, as always, Blake Helm. This is going to be a unique feature that I have never put out before, and this is going to be the background interviews for the Rosie Bartletti story that I just did a few days ago. We had Rosie in studio here right behind me, and I kind of wanted to let you guys in on the process of how I do some of this, and then also I just think some of these interviews were so beautiful that I wanted to show them in their entirety. So with no further ado, you're going to hear from Ellen Bartletti, her mother, formerly Ellen Antonacci, widely regarded as the GOAT of Springfield softball, played at Loyola Chicago, SHG, was the woman, and she's an incredible person, parent, all these things. So she's going to go first, and then I believe we have Coach Shannon Nicholson Guthrie. She was Shannon Nicholson coming up at Chatham Glenwood, also a CS8 GOAT. Played at Illinois State, coached there, and the longtime UIS coach. Rosie's head coach, an amazing lady. I've really enjoyed becoming friendly with her. Jared Washko is going to be in the mix of Washko Strength and Speed. Springfield firefighter, the premier strength and conditioning guy for baseball and softball in the area. All the pros go to him. Washko Strength and Speed, Overtime Training Academy. It's going to be Rachel Mcmullen, her catcher at UIS. It's going to be Reagan Miles, who had an interesting perspective on her, being her teammate early in Rosie's career, and then later her pitching coach. And she just, she's really, really cool chick too. And she just accepted a job at Charleston Southern, I believe, which is a Division I school. So congratulations to her for moving on. She was a standout at Rochester too. I think she was big school pitcher of the year, player of the year, a few years back. So this is going to be all those interviews and, how that went. And you guys can see them in their entirety here. So I hope you guys enjoy this post-game spread. These are the Rosie interviews. All right, guys, before we get started here, I want to do a special shout out section to all my sponsors. And I'm in somewhat of a unique position here because I do national stories like Rich Hill, but I also do local stories to my community and the pros and college guys that come from here. So I'm going to go through my national sponsors first and why I think you should support them. Go ahead and look up Aero Swing, Aero Bat. Absolutely love this trainer. For 10% off, use code PGS10. Head on over to aeroswing.com. Next up would be Birdman Bats. Absolutely love these guys. Their bats are art, hard maple, handcrafted, beautiful bats. Love Birdman Bats. Jack's batting gloves, the best batting gloves in the game. And then finally, Clean Fuego, one of the best throwing tools out there. Locally, let's start off with Washko Strength and Speed. This is Jared Washko, Springfield firefighter, former baseball player himself. Also, Overtime Training Academy. They're two in the same. All the pros and local guys go there. Sam Antonacci, Ben Hartle, both train there. It's the place to be if you're a local, baseball, softball player trying to come up. Body Symmetry. This is Chad Marshick. He also has trained many of the former local pros from the area, but he can also train anyone from your 90-year-old grandma to a teenager. He's awesome with nutrition. I think he's the most well-rounded trainer in the Springfield area. Bank of Springfield, this is, of course, set up through Jason Knadler and the whole arsenal of baseball players that they got over there. Bank Boldly with BOS. Love those guys. Sitco Chiropractic. This is the Sitco brothers, Casey and Kyle. Been knowing them my whole life. Really like those guys a lot. Their older brother, Ty, was a big-time baseball player here locally. Go see them for all your chiropractic needs. Love them. Glisten Heating and Air. This is Gibbs Glisten. Was a part of that Pleasant Plains, dynasty back in the day. He's got a couple young sons coming up doing their thing. He did my home HVAC system. He did my parents' HVAC system. I love that guy. I think he's amazing. Eric Easley, the realtor, former baseball dude, umpire, all things local baseball, slanging houses, awesome dude. He's been supporting the show since day one. The Office Sports Bar and Grill. This was an amazing entity that I used to go to in my younger days. The whole place is just adorned with all kinds of memorabilia, from the Springfield baseball scene, sports scene. Really cool place to go have a drink with some friends. Milner Dentistry. This is Ty Milner, former SCI baseball player, played at U of I, my dentist, keeps my teeth right. Love that guy. He wears Jordans, swaggiest dentist you'll ever meet. Hammers Radon Mitigation. This is Les Hammers, former professional football player, played at Jacksonville. Springfield firefighters, one of my best buds. We used to be the Burley Boys. We were a truck tandem team when I was a Springfield firefighter. Next is Cardinal Cleaners. This is Adam Springer, former baseball dude. He's got a couple young sons coming up, and Ty and Bo. Adam played collegiately. Cardinal Cleaning can handle all your cleaning needs, home, residential, commercial, whatever you want. GT Performance Consulting. This is Greg Taylor, and this is like a mental strategy, mental performance entity. Greg played at Springfield High, Forest Park, Louisville, former guest. Love that guy to death. Go see him for any of your sports optimization, mental stuff. Hey, the 6 inches between your ears is what's most important. Safe House, Illinois. This is Dave House. This is the head coach at Lanphier Baseball. We played baseball together coming up. Love that guy to death. Let's see. Hudson Chiropractic. This is Seth Hudson. So this is a former teammate of mine, Murray State great, probably the greatest second baseman in Murray State history. He's now a chiropractor down in the Cape Girardeau area. He can do all your chiropractic needs. Love that guy to death. The Springfield Shamrocks Baseball and Softball Club. They are located in Overtime Training Academy, ran by Chad Carter. Just a really high-end entity here in Springfield. Walt Patton is a part of that group too. I really believe in them. I think they're doing great things, and they're obviously training around all the pros and college guys too. So that says something. Flow Yoga. This was set up by Brad and Lindsay Sellinger. Brad being a former guest, I'm a big yoga advocate, meditation advocate. This is the best place in town to go do those things. Hurwitz Enterprises. This is the Hurwitz family. I go way back with them. All 3 of the brothers played collegiately. And they've always supported local sports. So I love those guys to death. Go see them if you need any commercial property entities, things like that. Salvaggio Steel. This was sent up by John Chisholm. Salvaggio Steel has been supporting Springfield sports for as long as I can remember. You see their name on every billboard at every field, it seems like. So thank you for being a part of my movement here. And then finally, the Kaiser family. This is Ryan and Mandy. They are a baseball family. Their whole garage is turned into this like Wrigley Field kind of viewing experience, and they're all into the travel ball scene now. So I really appreciate them for all their help as well. Appreciate y'all. Here we go. Okay. Was it cool if I just start asking you some questions then?
Sure. Yep.
Okay. Let's start with Rosie growing up. Tell me about young Rosie.
Rosie growing up. Rosie, infant Rosie, had some concerning developmental delays.
Really?
Yes. And to make a very long story short, went through 8 or 9 months of physical therapy. And the day she graduated from her physical therapy, they told us that it would be probably in her best interest to delay kindergarten, which we did not do. And she probably would not ever be able to excel athletically,
wow.
which she obviously did.
Oh, wow.
Which was kind of a premature judgment, I think, to make.
Obviously.
But she, we didn't really buy that. We knew she was going to be okay. And she turned 5 in June. She's got a June birthday. She started kindergarten as a 5-year-old, which if she wasn't ready, we wouldn't have sent her.
Right.
She's got a sister who was 5 in July and didn't go to kindergarten. So it's, I don't have a big theory on that other than they're individuals and we have to treat them as such.
Sure.
Rosie, I think what I can tell you from that experience is that from babyhood on, she was determined.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Yes.
She's had it. She had that.
She was, yes. She would be given these challenges as a barely able to sit up baby of reaching for Elmo or reaching for the foil or, she had low muscle tone, which is also an irony of where she is now.
Yeah, she's this like phenomenal athlete that's known to be like a workhourse,
yes.
really strong and all these things.
But she worked so hard as a 10-month-old or,
Really?
How she was always so determined. Oh, I am going to reach that. You are moving it far away from me, but I'm going to get it. But I think
great.
Determination sums up so much of what she does. She wants to solve it. She wants to fix it. She wants to create it. She wants to find a better way.
Yeah.
She always had some new hobby.
Really?
Even now, she's it's it's been baking, cake decorating.
Yeah, Reagan says she was bringing them bread and stuff.
Yes, bread. She's into bread now.
Yeah.
She played piano for a long time. She was always determined to do the harder thing.
Really? Yeah, Reagan said that she says she's never seen her relax. Like she just always is like determined, like trying to figure something out.
Yeah.
Pushing forward on stuff. Yeah.
She likes to, I think she's mathematically minded. So she's always just looking for a solution to things. I can make that. I can fix that. I can build that. I mean, she's creative, and if sports had not been a part of her life, she would not have been lacking for activity. She's always had a lot of interests, which I think is key, because all of those things that she's done, hobby-wise, she can still do those things.
Sure, yeah.
The sports comes to an end.
It does, yeah, and it has.
Yes.
Or at least softball.
Softball has,
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, she's also a bit sassy, I can do it myself. That part of that's birth order, I think.
Yeah.
She has 2 younger sisters and always wanting to outdo her older brother.
Okay. So there was competition there?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Tell me about that.
Who's the faster runner?
Yeah, they're both really fast.
They're both really fast.
Yeah.
Louis would beat her now.
Sure.
For sure. I mean, there's no question. But when they were little,
it was close?
It wasn't always close. She was often in the lead.
Really?
Yes. But it was more so because she wanted to beat him, not because I just, I want to show you how fast I am. Yeah. Competitive.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All good things.
When did you feel like you noticed like some athletic prowess, like she was talented or special in that way?
I think probably softball wise, I worked with her in our basement. I taught her how to throw overhand.
Mm-hmm.
And we had just a chalk target on the wall. We have an unfinished basement. And I just kept telling her, harder, harder, harder.
Really?
Throw it harder. You can throw it harder.
Oh, cool.
And then when I would play catch with her, I would throw it very hard to her.
Yeah, not easing up.
No, and I was accurate enough that I would throw it out here.
Right.
I wasn't going to hurt her, but she could do that. She was capable of that. So I knew she had a good arm from
get-go.
She was so little.
Just had it.
Yeah, and she could throw hard.
Over and under? Or when did
she didn't start pitching lessons. She was 9 or 10, and that was with Missy Coffey.
Okay.
And Missy took Rosie's Springfield Stars team, and Missy actually became one of the coaches of that team. But she took the entire team and said, anybody who wants to pitch, we're doing it together. So she gave these group team lessons. And Missy and I have laughed over the years several times about Rosie's first pitching outing. She was 9, and she had her feet backwards. So she was stepping, she had the wrong foot in the front. She was stepping with the wrong foot.
Yeah.
She looked completely tangled up,
out of whack,
but was just striking girls out.
Just could do it.
She could do it.
Yeah.
And Missy said to me at the time, when we actually get her doing this the right way,
look out.
She's gonna be hard to touch. And that was a long process.
Yeah.
She gave it up for a while.
Did she?
Yeah.
Really?
She just decided, no, I don't really want to do this. And I was never, ever pushing her to pitch because I pitched in high school, and I did not like pitching.
Really?
And Rosie was a lot better than I was at pitching. But when I followed her lead.
Yeah.
We followed all of our kids. That's just, forcing them into something that they don't really want to do is not going to have a good result.
No.
So, but I think, her strength, her physical strength is why she could throw the ball so hard.
Yeah.
She's
twitchy. She's like a sprinter.
She is so twitchy and has such, her lower half is explosive.
Yeah.
She has got some muscles.
Yeah.
But over the years, I'll reach out to Missy from time to time and just say, thank you. You started this.
Right, that's right.
You started this. Yeah. And that in those years, Rob Elberson was another coach of
I've heard that name.
the Springfield Stars. And, I've thanked him too over the years.
Did you coach at all? Her?
Not really.
Coming up?
No.
Something
We
you were
kind
interested in?
of jumped in. No.
Right. Yeah.
No, I've never been interested in coaching. Well, I take that back. I did coach at SHG for 3 years as an assistant right after college.
Okay, just something to do.
But I didn't love it.
Right.
My youngest sister was on the team at the time, so that kind of made it fun. But yeah, I just kind of left the coaching to the dads. I had enough.
Okay.
I had enough going on.
Yeah. How else do you feel like, or can you speak to how you felt like obviously you were this, one of the CSA greats in softball. You had this high level career in Division I softball. How do you feel like you nurtured Rosie as she came up? Do you think you have anything else to add about that, her softball career?
Yeah.
Obviously you were a big time hitter.
Yeah. I didn't really do much instructing.
Really?
Mike did all the hitting with the kids. I like to give feedback from what I see during games. I can pick up on things, not as much as he can, but just little things I can, if the kids are struggling, I can see things that, but as far as taking them to hit, and I did it a little bit maybe if Mike was at work and couldn't, but there came a point in time where he said to Louie and Rosie, if you want to hit, you have to ask me.
Right.
I'm not begging you to do it.
Right. Can't be that way.
Right. No, for a number of reasons.
Sure.
I mean, the result is never good when they feel like they're forced to do it.
What age did that come to fruition?
Probably high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Up to that point, it was
me.
Yeah, in high school, I would say. Up to that point, it was always just we were playing.
Yeah.
We weren't working.
Yeah.
We were just playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were in the backyard. We were playing wiffle ball. Yeah. We were in the basement throwing tennis balls against the wall.
Now, you've talked about her determination. Like, was she someone that was she asking Mike to go, let's go hit, let's go do stuff, let's go.
In high school.
I want to do stuff on my own. Yeah. Yep. She just liked it.
Yes. And he'd catch her in the backyard. And I would actually catch her a lot until her sophomore year of high school. That there was one day that I couldn't pick it up.
Really?
With my eyes anymore. Like, I'm done. I have to retire from this because I will get hurt.
And she throws hard too.
And she threw hard. She threw hard then. I mean, she always threw hard, but
known for that.
Yeah, it wasn't anything I was worth risking. But yeah, she and Louie both just, you get to a point where you see, okay, I'm having some success.
Yeah.
I want more of it.
Sure.
I know that if I keep working,
right. When that clicks.
Yeah.
It's
powerful. And that clicks. I don't think that's going to click in grade school necessarily. Right. That's just, and I don't know that it should.
Sure.
But it clicked at the right time.
When you speak to, you said you would give feedback. When is the right time as a parent to do that to a young athlete or
you just have to read them.
What?
You just have to read them.
Yeah. There's all this talk now about how it's dangerous to give them that feedback on the car ride home. They're feeling beat down if they didn't have a good game or.
Yeah. I would agree with that unless they ask.
Yeah. Okay.
if you get the message of, oh, I'm terrible. What am I doing, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, since you asked,
Right. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I noticed.
Sure.
But I think the better approach is probably the day after. Hey, let me know if you want to go hit, or let me know if you want to go pitch to your dad in the backyard.
Okay.
Because I've retired.
That's great.
It's all about the individual.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is such wisdom. A fellow softball parent, Chris Ehrlich, his daughter played with Rosie on the Heat. Do you know Chris?
Yeah, I just met him the other day. His daughter has been teaching Thea tennis.
Amber,
Amber, yeah, she's incredible.
Yes,
love her.
She was a pitcher.
Yeah, and there's a connection there, right?
Yeah. She, Rosie played 4 years of high school with the Heat, mostly Chatham, or a lot of Chatham girls, but Chris had this just brilliant angle on sports. And he said, for the boys, they have to play well to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
But for girls, they have to feel good to play well.
Oh, interesting.
And it's having a boy and a girl who have played basically, same levels all along.
Yeah.
It is 100% accurate.
Oh, I love that. I've never heard it.
Rosie could go 0 for 4, make 2 errors at shortstop, which that scenario didn't happen that often, but it happened.
Sure.
And if she was already feeling good, she would shrug that off.
Yeah.
Like, oh well.
Versus what about Louis?
Versus Louis, well, it seems like boys tend to have more of their worth wrapped up into how they perform on the field.
Well said. I get that. That's fascinating. Okay. Tell me about then, obviously, we have already gone over your credentials, but you're a high-level softball player. You know what you're seeing out there. Tell me about what stood out about Rosie as a pitcher, why she was successful, anything in that realm.
I would say the biggest thing that stood out, and I think a lot of people would agree with this, you could arrive at one of Rosie's games. It could be the 3rd inning and the score is 5-0, and she's out there pitching, and her body language would not tell you which side of that score she was on.
Really?
She was so composed.
Yeah.
Always.
Well said, yeah.
So composed. Mm-hmm. I never saw her show disappointment in a teammate if somebody made an error.
That's amazing.
It's those things that I think matter, because that just speaks to your character.
Absolutely.
And I was always proud of her for that. Just her recognition, and this is how we've raised them.
Yeah. Recognition
that this is not everything.
Right.
This is part of my life.
Yeah.
But softball is not my life. It is not everything. Mm-hmm. And it's temporary.
Yeah.
And I, to take it this direction for a minute, we have always expressed to them that your performance or your statistics, your ERA, your batting average, those things aren't going to get you into heaven, but they're also not going to keep you out. Mm. So it's important. Softball's been so important to her, but it's not everything.
Right.
And she embraced that. I remember a game in high school. It was a real, down to the wire. She was on deck. It would have been her, I don't know, junior or senior year, her senior year. And they didn't have a very strong team that year, and they were begging girls to play. Mm-hmm. They had such a small roster. And the girl who was batting in a very clutch situation, she wasn't their strongest player. But Rosie on deck, I was sitting in the bleachers near the on deck circle, and just her encouragement, you can do it. Come on, you've got this.
Yeah.
It was so positive, even though she probably knew, okay, the game's probably going to end right here and I'm going to be stranded on deck and get the pitching loss. But she didn't let that.
Yeah.
She didn't let that show ever.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm most proud of when I think about her.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
She was just, had a good, saw the long view, I guess. Just the big picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about her. Obviously, hitting was your thing. Tell me about what stood out about her as a hitter. She got a couple home runs this year, which was cool. I know we and I had talked about it before. One of the games that she was excited about. Get one over the fence.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. She was a really good hitter in high school. And then obviously the competition changes when you're in college. Yeah. She did not adjust well to that right off the bat. But if she could get on, she could score.
Right.
Almost all the time. Yeah. If she was on base.
So fast.
So God bless Shannon for keeping her in the lineup pretty consistently, because she knew that, okay, if we can get her on.
Right. Even in those first couple of years, she hit about 240, 250-ish. And then it kind of had the offensive explosion the next couple of years. But always in the lineup. It looked like a lot.
Yeah. Her speed, obviously, was one of her strongest tools.
Yeah. Yep. Were you fast like that?
Yeah, I was fast. Okay. People like to ask all the time, where do they get their speed? And I mean, it's from both of us.
Mike was known to be super
He
fast.
was known for that. I used my speed more in college than I did in high school for whatever reason. I think, I know this sounds odd, but I didn't know that I was fast until I got to college. Yeah. I had a coach who really pushed me. She told me one day at practice, you should be finishing first every time.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, why does she think that? And then I finally felt, you know how you watch kids sometimes and you think, is that really the fastest they can run?
Yeah.
I felt this, I have another gear.
Really?
I never knew I had it.
There it is.
But there it was. Oh, cool. And then I used it. I really did. I capitalized on that. So I'm grateful for that coach for that reason.
Yeah. Tell me about then her as a fielder. I thought it was really cool that Shannon used her in the field and as a pitcher too. You can just, a lot of times programs like that will just trot out someone like Rosie, pitch almost every inning, and then you never get to do anything else. But I know Rosie liked to do the shortstop.
She loved
too.
shortstop.
So tell me about her as a shortstop as an athlete.
She was just so valuable there.
Yeah, so totally.
She could get to balls, I think, that other girls couldn't get to. Mm-hmm. She had a strong arm. Mm-hmm. She was fun to watch at shortstop. Yeah. I enjoyed watching that more than pitching.
Really?
Yes. Because pitching was like, okay, the same old success.
Right.
But on defense, you can do all sorts of different things. Snagging balls up the middle and throwing girls out at first, where it just really plays that were amazing. Yeah. That it was, or, in the hole. She didn't do a lot of successful diving. She liked to dive, but she didn't really need to dive that much because she could get to it. Yeah. She would dive for things sometimes. And I think, why did you do that? Get up.
That's amazing. Tell me about, you already have touched on it some, but do you have anything else to expound on her work ethic or anything like that? She was known for that within the program.
Yeah. She, I think, just always wanted to be the best.
Yeah. Had like a deep drive.
Yeah.
Want to do that.
And she wanted to just prove that she could. Mm-hmm. She wanted to be challenged. And Ryan Johnson, he's the strength and conditioning coach at UIS. She has him to thank for so much of her success. He made her faster, stronger.
Does she like working out?
She loves working out. Yeah. she loves working out. And I think, these kids today do not realize when I was in college, it was different. But in high school, we had a weight room that was a closet.
Yeah.
We had a few dumbbells and a bench, and there was a soda machine in there. And there,
different times, yeah.
Yeah, which is fine.
Right.
It's, so many things about then were better. But you just wonder what outcomes would be different if the strength and conditioning portion was then what it is now.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, what you probably messed around a little bit and did like a lot of conditioning. Is that pretty much what you guys did for the most part? What most baseball and softball players did?
Yeah. We'd take a nice long run.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Even in college, we did that. We did a lot of
long distance
go for
running.
a 30-minute run.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah. Go for a mile run. Go for every Friday. We had to run a mile. If we didn't get it in 7.5 minutes, which I realize is not that fast, then we had to go 3 mornings a week and run sprints as a punishment.
Yeah. Well, that's what you should have been doing. The sprints in the first place.
Exactly.
Right.
And I was in that breakfast club. We called it.
The breakfast club?
Yep. I made the time twice. But the girls who were excelling at the mile.
Well, Bartlettis are sprinters. You guys are fast twitch people.
Well, you just don't need to.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway.
I totally.
Next question.
I agree with you. Do you have any favorite, just like on-field memories of her? You can pick high school, little league, college, anything. Anything stand out to you that you just think is cool?
Her very first team, she played in the SBSA. Is that what it's called?
SSBA?
SSBA. Yes,
League,
Southwest, yeah. And she was on the Phillies. Okay. This was coach pitch baseball.
Yeah.
She was 8. This was a summer after 2nd grade. And she was in the pitcher's position. Mm-hmm. The coach was pitching. The other team's coach was pitching. And they got 3 outs frequently, or maybe not frequently. Occasionally, her team would get 3 outs because she would field the ball and run and step on home for the force out.
Really?
She would get, once the bases were loaded, then, okay, now I'll just get it and run home. So that was entertaining. I think one of my favorites was this season. She pitched a 3-pitch inning.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. What's that even called?
I don't know.
I know like an immaculate inning is like 9 pitches or whatever, but 3-pitch inning.
3 pitches.
That's pretty cool.
And I loved that because she was so happy, and her Shannon and Reagan and all of the coaches. I mean, it was just, everybody was happy. Even people on the other team were like, whoa, way to go. It was just.
You don't see that, right?
No, it was sweet. I liked that. There was a moment, I have this video. It was her junior year, the GLVC tournament in Peoria. They were down to their last strike. They were about to lose to Maryville. She was batting, I don't remember if it was 0-2 or 1-2, but she had 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mm-hmm. Bottom of the 7th, top of the 7th, bottom of the 7th. I don't remember. It was top of the 7th. She hit a triple and tied it. And there's a picture, maybe you've seen this picture, but it's from behind, and it's of Rosie standing on third base and Shannon with her arms wrapped around her. Yeah. And then in the background, you see the dugout, and there are the faces, just the joy.
Yeah.
That's this, if there's not joy, it makes it.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah. But there's one teammate who's off the ground jumping like
excited.
It's I'll have to
Perfect.
share that picture with
I know
you.
I've seen it
It's
before,
just,
but I'd like to find that again. It's just perfect.
It's awesome.
I love that.
I'll share that with you.
I love it.
So, there's a lot of potential to bring joy to people's lives when you take what God has given you and work with it.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
And she has done that. She has done that. And hopefully she will enjoy the next sport that she's
moving on into track for a year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
How does that work? She just, she's exhausted her 4 years of eligibility softball.
For softball. Yeah, you can play another sport for 1 year.
Really?
We didn't know that till this year.
That's really cool.
She looked into that. She's going to Benedictine College in Atchison, Kansas, getting a master's. And she visited there. Her sister Maria's there. Maria just finished her freshman year there. And we took Maria for her orientation. I took all the girls. And Rosie was just in awe of the place and said, "Oh, I wish I had known about this school." And I said, "Yeah, we didn't know. We didn't know anything about it when it was her, searching for the next step time." And she said, "I would have loved to have come here." And I said, "Well, there's nothing to say that you can't.
Yeah.
If you can find a way, see what you.
Yeah. And
go for it." She contacted the track coach naturally and told him, "I ran track in 6th grade.
I'm pretty fast. Yeah.
And that's the only track experience I have. But I am fast and I'm a softball player." And he wasn't really sold.
What sold him?
He said, "I need some video and some times."
Yeah.
So she worked with Ryan Johnson, her trainer at UIS, and he helped her just physically worked with her and then filmed her and took some times.
She's circling in on her.
She'll be a sprinter. I don't know. Yeah. She keeps saying, "Not the 400, not the 400," which is what her sisters ran.
Is that that's all the way around?
Yes.
It's like exhaustive.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what her sisters ran.
Sprint
and
or however long it is. That's crazy.
But I think it might be the 400. I really do. I can see her doing that. But she realized that home to first is a lot quicker than a 100 meter.
Oh yeah, so far.
Yeah. So we'll see.
That's funny.
We'll see.
Okay. Now, was it bittersweet this being her last go around in softball this year, knowing that it was going to be over? Was that sad for you as a parent, or when it finally was over? Or how did you feel about that?
I'm not sad.
Really?
Yeah. For one thing, she battled injury this year.
Hip and arm, right?
Hip and arm. Her arm is better. She's still, the hip is kind of nagging still. But she gave it everything.
Yeah.
I think if I looked at it now and thought, oh, if she could just have one more season to really, she hit her peak. She gave it everything.
Yeah.
To the point of
walk away.
Yes, to the point of really being in a lot of pain and still pitching.
Yeah.
So I am not sad. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think that this is how life is, that the next
season
batch of blessings are headed our way.
Oh, I love that.
It's been, all good things come to an end.
Now, watching her, watching Louie, watching your other ones do these sporting events, is it nerve-wracking as a parent for you, or how do you feel when you're watching them?
I think the temperament of the child dictates how I handle it.
Okay.
The nervous athletes, I'm nervous for.
Yeah.
The more confident, I was never really nervous for Rosie.
Yeah.
She always had a confidence about her.
Yeah.
And like I've already said, she's able to shrug it off if it didn't go her way. But I got pretty nervous during track meets, believe it or
Really?
not. Yes. In a good way, in an excited, like,
Now, what about, and we've talked before off camera about it, but what about Louis though? I mean, he had the wildest senior year. I felt anxious looking at stats up all the time. I know we've talked about it a little bit. So for you guys that don't know, Louis went from, he started off at D2 Quincy, then Illinois College, the D3, did fantastic there, and then went to William and Mary this year, which is the Division I. And the first half of the season was kind of a disaster.
Actually, he started strong.
Okay, started strong and then got really rough.
First couple weeks. Okay. I mean, he singled on the first pitch that he saw.
Okay.
And then I think part of his struggle was the scouting is just a little bit different. Maybe Division I versus Division III. I don't know, but all of a sudden, they knew how to pitch. Teams knew what to throw and knew how to shift, and I think he wasn't prepared for that mentally. I don't think he was prepared for that. But it was hard. That was hard for him. That was hard for us, especially being incredibly so far away. Yeah. He
insane. I mean, he was one of the best hitters in the nation the last half of the season.
I know. And we had some long phone calls during that stretch. Yeah. And, I have to point this out, that his slump, if that's what we can call it, it started right before, the day before Ash Wednesday, and it ended the first game after Easter Sunday.
Really?
And I kept telling him, this is your Lent. This is your struggling. Just like you're being tested. Yeah. This is hopefully the worst Lent you'll ever have.
Yeah.
But it was painful, and it sounds dramatic saying that, but I mean, unless you really know baseball and know the highs and lows of the sport, and that truly the opposition is trying to get you to fail. Yeah. Like that is the job of the pitcher.
Amen. Yeah.
My goal is to make you fail. And he came out of it, and it was almost like he couldn't not get a hit.
Seriously.
It was, we were so proud of him. Yeah. We just kept telling him, do not give up.
Right.
If you don't climb out of this, it's okay.
Sure.
As long as you look back and say, I didn't give up.
Right.
And he didn't. And we were so proud of him, and it was exciting.
Yeah.
It really was. So that for him was the cherry on the top.
Yeah. And you guys were traveling all over the place, going to his games, Rosie's games, everyone's games.
Yeah.
It was a busy
stretch.
Guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good memories.
Yeah.
But now we're ready to not have to do that anymore.
Cool a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you get to go see him play in any cool places?
Their opening weekend was at Virginia Tech, and that was fun.
Yeah. A little different than Illinois College.
A little bit. Yeah. Although Illinois College has a great field, and the setting there is so nice.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. University of Virginia.
Yeah.
Elon.
Oh yeah.
It's in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Beautiful campus.
Yeah.
I'm trying we split it a lot. So Mike went some places that I didn't go, and we would share pictures of the campus. Oh, Richmond, University of Richmond. That's a beautiful place. We got to explore Virginia and the East Coast, and had some opportunities that we would not have had without sports. And another thing too, I will say, if you want to further your education and can capitalize on something you've worked so hard to master, softball, baseball. And I mean, William and Mary is, they paid for the first half of his master's, and same with Rosie. She's, for her softball, obviously, but now for her track, they're helping her pay for it. So that doesn't pan out for everyone,
right.
But I think I like to think that we're a success story, if I can say that, in the sense that we never went too far from home, and our kids still managed to be given these opportunities.
Yeah.
So, with traveling.
Sure.
They were never on the best teams, but I do think that, Rosie had a team, the team she was on in high school, the Heat. They were such a good team, and so many people just overlooked them because they weren't like big name people.
Right.
They were just really good, scrappy, hardworking players.
Did she have other opportunities outside of UIS?
Not really.
Really?
She had some interest.
Two-time All-State?
Yeah. And I don't know, a lot of it, I'm sure, is the approach we took. We could have been more aggressive. Part of it too is COVID, because she lost her sophomore year of high school. But then at that point, college coaches were in such a bind with people taking that fifth year, and it became difficult for them to know the right way to recruit.
Right. Yeah.
Because they didn't know, okay, how long will this girl be here?
Right.
Yeah, no, she didn't have.
Yeah. Were you guys happy as a family with how things worked out at UIS? And
yeah. Although we visited there 3, maybe 4 times before she said, yes, I'll go here. Yeah. We just wanted to be sure that, well, you always want to be sure that seems like the best thing for your child, but the fact that it was home.
Yeah.
This really has to feel right.
Yeah.
But yeah, she loved her coaches.
Yeah.
She's made some, you know how it is, your teammates often become your lifelong dearest friends.
100%, yeah.
And she's got some good, sweet friends, and it was a good place for her.
Yeah, absolutely. And then a unique experience for her being, home for 4 years as a college student. She lived with you guys the whole time, right?
She lived on campus her freshman year. She lived in the dorm, and then we
Okay.
decided after the first year that she, home would be
For sure
the better place.
Okay.
So,
and then final question. This has been awesome. How proud of you are her of her career, who she's become as a person, anything in that realm?
The things about Rosie that I'm most proud of didn't happen on the field. Or if they did, they weren't related to statistics.
Yeah.
It's how she treated her teammates, her positivity. She's got a compassionate side that, she would come home sometimes and say, I feel so sorry for, a teammate for whatever reason. And, those things would kind of eat away at her a little bit when she knew somebody was struggling with something. I think it's when I can see my children recognizing the bigger lesson, that's what makes me proud.
Sure.
And I think she has done that quite well. She took what God gave her and used it and is still using it. And, she brought so much joy to her grandparents, who did so much traveling to watch her play. And to her parents. And, she she took the opportunity and made the ultimate most of it. I don't know what else she could have done.
Yeah, I love that.
So, yeah, we're proud of her.
I love that. And then I hope this isn't clunky how I say this, but You guys are like real Catholics. Like you guys, I feel like I know a lot of people that are Catholic. I'm not trying to put down the Catholic faith in any way, but they're, kind of half in, half out of it.
I
But you guys are
understand.
the
I
real
know those
deal,
people too.
right? But you guys are the real deal. And she seems to be, I mean, I follow her on like Instagram and Facebook, and she'll post stuff about her faith and what God means to her and stuff like that. And
yes. I have to say, big thank you to Shannon Guthrie, her UIS coach, because they always found a mass on Sunday mornings on the road. Shannon's Catholic too.
Yeah.
But we just showed them early on that nothing is more important. Nothing is more important. And Louis, in his travels this spring, walked a mile one Sunday morning to get to Mass before the bus left
like
for
a road
the field.
Trip or something like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think it was Wilmington.
Really?
So I'm sure it was a lovely walk. He and a teammate took an Uber to a 7 p.m. Saturday Mass.
Really?
And it was in Spanish. He was like, it's still the same thing, Mom.
God, yeah.
Like, yes, it is.
Spirits.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Again, we are all going to die.
What college students do that? Yeah, that's pretty special.
Yeah, we are all going to die, and we're going to be standing before Jesus, and he is going to say, why was softball more important than me?
Yeah.
And I think he won't be asking that question to my kids. Ooh. I hope.
Ooh.
I mean, because it wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't.
Beautifully put.
Or, and when you make that number one, everything goes back to that. During Louis' struggles this year, I would send him, Romans chapter 1, look it up.
Yeah.
Look this up. And he would, and he'd read it, and it's such a help.
Yeah.
It's such a help. We also, I feel strongly that God rewards us for our faithfulness. There was Rosie had a tournament in high school. It was the fall of her senior year. This was before she committed to UIS, but I remember the UIS coaching staff being there. We were in Mascoutah, and I told her coaches, who, by the way, I have to thank them for Sean Black and Lance Glick. They were outstanding people and such good coaches and built Rosie up so well. But, I would tell them, we're going to Mass. We will not be late for the game. I always told my kids that. You will never miss a game. That's the beauty of the Catholic Church. There are so many options. Yeah. There's Saturday evening, there's Sunday, just about any hour of the day. Right. But Rosie and I had the opportunity to get to a 4 o'clock or 4:30 Mass, and it would have been much easier not to. Just to sit there with the team. Everybody was just relaxing before the next game, but off we went, and we came back in time. They were already warming up, and she pitched one of the best games and had like a game-winning triple or something, RBI, something and I just pointed that out on the way home. I said, I'm not saying that the non-churchgoers can't be successful. That's not at all what I want my kids to think. But could it be that God was giving you a little wink? Like, thank you for setting aside time for me. Right. Now I'm going to help you focus. Yeah. And do your best.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So
I love that.
Yeah. The big picture of, God's number one.
I love that. Yeah. And then final question, not about Rosie. How cool has it been? Obviously, you're in Antonacci, watching Sam do his thing in the big leagues. You guys got a big leaguer.
I know.
In the family.
I know.
Like? You guys been up to a game or two?
We've been to one.
Yeah.
All the fun His first game, it was April. We had a track meet. There were just so many conflicts early on. And then we finally got up in June. It's actually more fun to watch him on TV than it is in person, just because you can see him.
Yeah.
You can see him close up.
Yeah.
And we get a kick out of his antics and his,
He's fiery.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
A little known fact, I was Sam's, actually probably widely known fact for a lot of people. I was Sam's freshman theology teacher.
Really?
And any baseball performance that he has had does not top the presentation he gave on St. Catherine of Siena without using a single note card.
Really?
He delivered it from start to finish without a hiccup.
Really?
And he finished and I said, 60 out of 60, and none of the rest of you will get 60 unless you can do what he just did. Everybody had note cards. Everybody was reading from them.
That's incredible.
He is a hard worker.
Yeah.
Not just on the field, but
amazing.
Yeah.
What a great story.
I bring that up to him frequently. I don't communicate a lot with him because I know he's overwhelmed with communication and yes, and he doesn't need to hear from me, but every once in a while I'll send him something, and it's usually something of a spiritual nature, just encouragement or something about St. Catherine of Siena.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were going there.
Yeah. He's
special guy.
He's a sweet boy.
Yeah.
He is a sweet boy.
I love it. Okay. I got nothing else for you.
Okay.
Here. I'm going to stop it. That's quite all right. Looks great. Well, I just needed a little bit of video, so I appreciate you giving me some time. You got someone on campus today doing some recruiting stuff?
This morning we brought a girl in, and she's gotten already. We did lunch and everything, so beautiful. I'm free the rest of the day.
All right, right on then. So, is it kind of chill then for you until school starts, or does it just never end?
No, it never ends. The recruiting never ends for sure.
Yeah.
Actually, our most downtime is probably around like Christmas, winter time.
That's what other baseball coaches have told me similar. There's a little bit of like a lull in there where you don't have to worry about people transferring or recruiting as much, and it's just kind of a little bit of chill time. But it's really a full year time job. I mean, a year long, it never stops, right?
It doesn't.
Oh man. Okay. Well, you want to talk some Rosie with me today?
Of course.
Yeah. Cool. And I have been. I know I've shared a few clips with you, but I've held off. I've got Danielle Lowry lined up and Kat Osterman lined up, but I insisted on doing. I told Rosie she was going to be my first female guest, so we're putting them behind Rosie. So I think that's kind of cool. So
I think that's perfect.
Yeah,
Rosie Bartletti, number one.
Yeah, and it's so anyway. We're big fans of Rosie. She lives on our street, and I just think so much of the Bartletti family and Rosie, and we've set up mentoring sessions where Thea just goes and hangs out with her for like an hour or two. They don't have to do softball, but they just hang out because I just think she's a pretty cool young lady to kind of be mentored by. So anyway, I'd love to hear tell me about recruiting Rosie and what you thought you were getting and just that kind of whole story. I'd love to hear how that went.
Oh gosh. Okay. So when we started recruiting Rosie, I think what really set it off actually was Coach Al Yoho over at SHG emailed me, and this is during the COVID era. So poor kid loses, I think it was her sophomore year, which is when you start kind of getting on people's radar and you start building that. And he emails me and he's like, I have got a girl that you just got to watch her. Like, she can throw 60 miles an hour. She's the fastest thing I've ever seen, and all of this. And so, she kind of started to get on our radar. And it's COVID. It's just so hard to watch people. But luckily, because she's local, like if they're picking up tournaments out at Spartan and doing stuff, we were able to watch her a little bit. And it took us probably one time of seeing her playing and being like,
yes,
oh, wow, like she is an athlete. Like at that time, we were recruiting her to play shortstop.
Really?
We truly recruited her as a shortstop up until the first time I saw her pitch. And I was like, oh, girl, you can pitch at this level for sure.
Yeah. And then obviously, I imagine you knew about her bloodline. Obviously Ellen being one of the all-time CSA greats, just like yourself, and then her dad played some pretty high-level baseball too. Were you aware of them and where she was coming from?
Oh, yeah. I mean, so obviously, as soon as I found out that her mom was Ellen Antonacci, I was like, well,
Sure.
that's amazing. That
Yep.
she's outstanding. And then you start to meet the rest of the family. Her dad's an awesome baseball guy.
Yeah.
And if you recruiting Rosie, you get to meet the whole family out there because it's always a family affair with the whole the whole
Yeah.
team's out there.
Right.
And so, we got to meet her grandparents and all of them. I mean, I used to play against Sally Antonacci way back in the day, and that's a relative, and
Yeah.
she's got relatives galore, but they're all wonderful people. So when you
Yes.
meet them, you start to put the picture together and you're like, this family is great. Rosie is great. Just the type of people you want in your program.
Absolutely. There, yeah, the like the Antonacci, Sheehan, and Bartletti is all like one family. It's like this huge Italian family that is like all over Springfield. So
Yes,
absolutely.
I
Did
love
you
it.
did you have to battle with? And were there any other schools that came looking at her or anything like that? Or when did she commit?
Oh goodness. Well, I know she committed at Spartan Park. I remember that day. I couldn't tell you the date. Rosie might remember it better than I do.
Okay.
But it was somewhere between her junior senior year. And but yeah, when we were recruiting her, we just tried to watch her as much as we possibly could.
Okay.
She played a fairly local schedule, so it was really easy to watch her. We
Yeah.
went to as many games as we could and just tried and tried and tried to get her to be a
Yeah.
Prairie Star. So
For sure. And
yeah.
obviously, she had a very distinguished career with you guys. And you and I, in our private text messages, I asked you, do you think she could have played Division One? And what I think I remember is you saying something like, yes, that I mean, obviously, you were Illinois State as a pitcher and as a coach. So, could you re-answer that for me on video if you think that she could have played?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the difference would have been for us, she could do it all. She was a leadoff batter. She played shortstop. She pitched. I
Yeah.
think at Division One, she probably would have had to specialize a little more in either being a shortstop or being a pitcher.
Yeah.
But either way, she would have played for sure. She would have been great at something.
Yeah. Okay. And I thought it was, I'm looking at the stats and I am starting to understand softball more and more. And obviously it's different structure than baseball. You got, a whole roster of pitchers, in baseball. And softball you can use, a handful of pitchers for the whole year. I thought it was unique how I saw the stats line up with Rosie this year because you had another very dominant pitcher too. Can you comment on how you like to use her? Like obviously she was capable of being a shortstop. She's one of your best hitters. She's your best pitcher too. So how did you balance that?
It was hard. This year was a little more difficult. She had an arm injury, so we couldn't pitch her as much as we wanted to pitch her.
Okay.
Her junior year, she had a significant, probably more number of innings.
Yeah.
Yes, we really, I mean, we probably lived and died on her junior year. And so that year she was predominantly a pitcher. Last year, we balanced it more between the shortstop and the pitching, tried to give her arm a little bit of a rest.
Yeah.
And, but each year for her was a little different as far as what she gave us. Her freshman year, I mean, she had a great ERA. It was in like the ones, I believe.
Yeah.
And, we used her more as a relief type pitcher, but she played that year. I think she played center field and shortstop and second and
Yeah.
a little bit of everything and just wherever we could get her in the lineup.
Yeah.
And then sophomore year, she was actually, her freshman year, we had a 3-person pitching rotation. And what Rosie did really great at was just coming into games. There was one time where I think she had something like either 4 or 6 straight games that she closed out for us. Because you could just bring her in and nothing phases her whatsoever. She's a great, just come off the bench and strike people out person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we love that. And then she grew into that starting role. Junior year, she just took off. I mean, she just led her staff junior year. And then senior year, it was going to be difficult to repeat that as far as any pitch goes.
Okay.
But she really took off. I thought hitting-wise, her senior year, probably her best hitting year for sure.
She got a couple home runs for you guys this year too, right? That was her first?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember talking with Ellen. She was pretty excited about getting a couple over the fence. So cool to see that. Let's jump into, and I'm going to circle back on some of the intangible stuff that you just touched on a little bit. Because we're just watching from the sideline. There just looked like there's just like a quiet leadership to her that I want to get into in a little bit. But tell me about her as a pitcher. Why was she so successful? What stands out there?
She is whippy, I think is the best way to describe her pitching. Like her arm, she just flings this ball in there. She throws so hard. Our junior year, I know when that was probably her highest like peak, I'd say, as far as pitching goes. And she was throwing like 67, 68 when she was really like we were deep in the season and she just hit this point where she was unstoppable.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was throwing so hard and had so much confidence in her pitches. Like we could probably throw the same pitch over and over and over to a batter and they just could not touch it. It was awesome.
What was her arsenal? Like what all pitches did she throw?
So we really worked quadrants with her. We tried to throw it like up and in with her rise ball, low and in with her a little bit more of a drop. We could go outside with her drop ball. Her senior year, we threw that change up a little bit more in there, which started to work. But she was really good at hitting spots.
Okay.
Movement wouldn't be exactly her forte, but she could hit a spot.
Okay, cool. And then let's move on to her as a hitter. And you said she had a really strong senior year. We just talked about she hit a couple balls out, kept progressing as a hitter. Yeah, just tell me why she was successful. Tell me about anything you got on her as a hitter.
Well, she figured out how to get on base. I mean, the girl is so fast.
So
She's
fast. Yeah.
running track now. Like she's
Right.
that fast. And she knew it. She was like, all I have to do is get on base and I'm scoring because I'm going to steal second, probably steal third.
Yeah.
Then all we have to do is put a ball in play and she scores.
Yeah.
So, and she just really stuck to that. She was like, I just got to put the ball in play and get on base. And I think once she figured that out, all the pressure was off of her and she just started really hitting the ball.
Did she have the green light to go on stealing or was that called by you?
Oh, no, she surprised me a few times. I was coaching third and I look up and she's standing next to me and I'm like, hey, good for you. I mean, there was one time we were down in a game, like 2 outs, 7th inning, we're losing the game and she steals third base. And I just look at her, I was like, well, thank God you were safe. But I love the confidence though. Like she knew, she's like, I know, she knows when to go. You don't have to.
Oh
down.
man, that's awesome. Tell me about her as a fielder. You obviously use her at short some, so it's a pretty special athlete.
Yeah, it's just like her pitching. Like she throws the ball. She's got a cannon for an arm, overhand too.
Yeah.
With her speed, she can get to anything. That's why if we were trying to save her arm a little bit, sometimes we'd put her in the outfield. Mm-hmm. I don't know if she would tell you that was her favorite position, but she just covers so much ground. It's hard to. I mean, if she practiced anywhere, she could be whatever position she wanted to.
Yep. So would you say she's one of the best athletes that you've had in the program?
Oh, by far. I mean, for people that watch Division I softball, she reminds me so much of Jordy Fromm that started Oklahoma, transferred to Nebraska. Like, great pitcher, great athlete. Yeah. They have the same, like, things that make them special. Like, they're explosive and they can just fire off the mound. And when they hit, they have that little extra power behind it. Like, just so athletic.
Beautifully put. Let's get into some of her intangible stuff. And I know Rosie is maybe a little more on the quiet side, but there's a confidence to her. Can you speak to her leadership on how the teammates gravitated to her or anything like that?
She is definitely your lead by example person. Yeah. Not loud. You're right. She's gonna do her job, and it's what she does off the field though that puts her in the position to be successful. Like she takes such great care of herself.
Yeah.
She's in the weight room all the time. Mm-hmm. Like in the summer, she goes to school to work out with her strength coaches, or she's over there at Washko, yep. Or, she might be doing both, who knows. But even after she graduated this year, she's still in her weight room every day this summer until she left to go to Benedictine and run track. Yep. Like it's the off the field stuff that people really appreciated with her.
I love that. Then do you have anything on her as a person, anything that jumps out that you just think would be worth talking about or mentioning or anything there?
Well, I imagine it's the same reasons that you want her to like be around Thea and, be a role model because she's just a great human. I mean,
agree. Yeah.
Everybody in that Bartletti family and Nachi family, they're great people. Yeah. You want to be around them. Yep. Easy to have conversations with. My boys love her because she's just like that person you gravitate towards, and she'll be a teacher one day and probably the perfect role for her.
Oh, I totally agree. Then lastly, you've been phenomenal here. Do you have any stories, either heartwarming, funny, that show off anything about her playing, anything that jumps out to you that you think would be cool to talk about?
Oh, gosh. It's hard to say. She's funny as far as like, she does have some personality to her. When we have Halloween costume day, she's the first one to show up in some crazy costume that, you would never pin her for. So she's just got that little personality to her that just comes out when you wouldn't expect whatsoever. But
Yeah.
I think that's what makes her fun too. She'll always surprise you with something. But no, she's just a fun kid. We're gonna miss her. I know that much.
Yeah.
It's hard to replace somebody like that.
Yeah, that's like a cornerstone of a program. You've had her for 4 years. She's one of your elite players. That's tough to replace.
It is, and when you recruit them and you get to know them, like it's hard to have those kind of senior days where you're saying goodbye, and
Yeah,
that's the day you never want to come.
for sure. Okay, well, Shannon, I'm going to stop the recording now unless you got any more stories you want to drop on me.
Oh goodness, I don't know. It's I'm sure there's plenty out there, and our team's probably thinking of all of them that I could be telling, but um, no, I don't have any great ones. It's just every day with Rosie. She's the girl that just shows up every day and gets it done.
Love it. I'm stopping the recording right now. Nice to meet you. I am Blake Helm. I appreciate you giving me a little bit of your time today. Hey, Rachel. Nice to meet you. So I'm obviously doing the Rosie Bartletti story here. She's going to be my first female guest.
Okay.
And, she's got a huge following here in Springfield. And I just, we're family friends with her on some level. And I just think that the Bartletti family is pretty special, and Rosie as well. So I thought it'd be really fun to do her. And I've already spoke with Shannon, and then your coach, Guthrie. And then I'm going to speak with their high school coach as well. And then her mom, Ellen.
Oh.
So, and then, were you primarily her catcher this year, or like most of the time?
Yes, I caught her every single game this season.
Really?
Yep.
Were there other catchers too?
Yes, we had one other healthy catcher, but she primarily caught our other pitcher.
What? Now, why is that?
I think when I came in the fall, they put me with Rosie just to kind of throw me into it, see how I did, because
Yeah.
Rosie was definitely one of our main pitchers.
Yeah.
And it kind of just stuck. I had caught Rosie every single fall game. And then once we started the season, they just kept going with it.
Oh, that's cool. And you were a freshman this last year, right?
Yep.
Okay. What are you up to this summer?
What? Sorry.
What are you up to this summer?
I'm working. I work at the hospital,
Okay.
and I'm just practicing on my own, just trying to get ready for season.
Right on. Beautiful. Good stuff. Okay, then let me, I'm already going here. So can I just start asking you some questions about Rosie?
Sure.
Cool. Let's start with Rosie as a person. Does anything stand out to you there? Something that you think would be interesting, or just anything you got?
Rosie is just such an amazing person. She's so kind, and she just makes everybody feel so welcome. She was definitely one of the first people when we all came on our official visit that was trying to get to know you, trying to make you feel welcome. And
Yeah.
she's definitely one that stands out to you anytime you meet her.
Oh, I love that. And maybe you kind of answered that what you just said there, but what about her as a teammate? Do you have anything
She's a great teammate. She's a really good leader. She was definitely one of my biggest role models this season.
Mhm.
And she definitely is able to take the younger ones under her wing and kind of just keep supporting you. She lifts you up whenever she can. She makes you feel supportive and like you can do anything.
I love that. Okay, tell me about her as a pitcher. What made her so successful? Anything that stands out to you there?
Rosie's a beast as a pitcher. She is awesome. Mechanically, she's great.
Yeah.
She really developed a changeup her last couple years, really. When I had got there, they told me that she had never had a changeup before, that it was just straight heat. And we actually used her changeup a lot this year to get people out. It was great.
So tell me about her. What all pitches did she throw? And anything about her repertoire there?
She has a lot of up movement, so she's mainly a rise ball pitcher, but she can just throw so hard that a lot of girls we played struggle. She has a drop ball, and then, of course, she had just developed that changeup, but really that up and down movement, it killed people.
Really? Yeah, it's interesting. So Shannon said that Rosie threw really hard. Like she had a very, live arm, but that not a ton of movement.
Yeah, I would say as the season went on, she had to throw more, so it wasn't a crazy amount of movement, but we did really try to work her up and down. We'd use her rise ball, and then we'd use her drop ball.
And then how would you compare her velocity-wise to a lot of the other pitchers within D2 that you guys saw or played against?
She's definitely, I'd say, one of the fastest pitchers.
Yeah.
She's probably maybe a little bit faster than Sammy Huck from McKendree. She's definitely up there with one of the fastest.
Was she like upper 60s, or how hard was she throwing?
I'm thinking it's got to be upper 60s. They would clock her and stuff, but they never told us what she would clock in at. But she definitely, especially compared to our other girls, she throws really hard.
And then I thought it was interesting how you guys used your pitchers this year. You guys had another dominant pitcher as well, and it looked like the two previous years with Rosie, she was kind of like primarily the only pitcher for the most part, used a lot. But it looks like they kind of went back and forth this year. Do you have any thoughts on that, or any understanding about that, or how that transpired?
I think it was really helpful for us, especially to give Rosie a break because Rosie does like to play shortstop a lot.
Yeah.
And I think Cal, who was the other pitcher we used, she has a really great changeup and a really good drop ball, and she's able to drop her velocity a lot, which is something Rosie stays in the higher velocity. Cal is able
Yeah.
to work a little bit slower. Cal also has a really good curveball and screwball, so Cal was able to move side to side,
Okay.
whereas Rosie could move up and down, and I think that's what really helped our
So,
team
so
is
two
because
different
we
pitchers.
could
You
mix
guys kind
it
of
up.
balanced that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. Then tell me about her as a hitter. Obviously, she guys paced you guys an average, hit 3 bombs this year, stole a million bases for you. Tell me about her as a hitter and as an offensive weapon.
She's an all-around athlete.
Yeah.
She can lay a bunt down and she's so fast. I mean, she can beat it out every single time, but she is really great at hitting. She's very aggressive in the box and she does know what she's looking for. So she just can go after it and she gets what she wants. And of course, she's an amazing base stealer. We've seen that all year long. I mean, she's untouchable.
Right. Tell me about that. I mean, it looks like she was like 49 of like 51 or so. Like, pretty much can go whenever she wants to. Tell me about her base stealing ability and like what that was like for you guys.
Really, I think she had the green light anytime she was on base. I mean,
Yeah.
if she wasn't hitting doubles or her home runs, I mean, anytime she had gotten on base, she had the green light to go whenever she wanted to. And I mean,
Yeah.
her record shows like no one can touch her. And if they
Yeah.
did, it was a miracle for the
Yeah.
other team.
Shannon had a funny story where she said a few times she wasn't really paying attention, and all of a sudden Rosie was just standing next to her on third base. Like she stole on her own and was like, "Oh, well, I'm glad you got that because you would have been in trouble if you didn't if you didn't get
Yeah.
here." So obviously they used her as a shortstop too, and like she's a really high level athlete. Tell me about her as a shortstop and how she was valuable there. What stood out? Anything?
With her being so athletic, she can get to about anything. I
Yeah.
mean, there's been several times they've hit line drives over her head and she just can jump like no one else and she's
Yeah.
able to jump up and snag stuff.
Yeah.
But because she's so quick and so athletic, she can get to stuff side to side and I think that really helped her out, especially as a shortstop, and the shortstop is another leader on the field, so just being in that role allowed her to help us not from the pitcher's mound but from within the field. She was able to really help lead us.
Oh, I love that. And then you've already mentioned a couple times about her being such an athlete. Would you say she was one of the better athletes or the best athlete on the team?
Oh, 100%. She's just so athletic all the way around, and her work ethic really shows. I mean,
Yeah.
you can see it in the weight room, you see it on the field, you see it even like outside of stuff when she shows us what she eats. Like, she definitely is an amazing athlete, and she puts in a lot of hard work.
Oh, that's perfectly put. And then so I went to a few games this year and observed and whatnot, and I know Rosie a little bit. And I know her as kind of like having a somewhat of like a quiet strength almost. And I don't see her as like the rah 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 leader. I know softball can be kind of rah rah at times. Can you talk to me about her leadership and what kind of she provided there to the team?
She's a very like you said, she's a very calm leader, but she
Yeah.
has like such a big presence
Okay.
on the
Yeah.
team. It's definitely felt. When she's in the circle, like she'll point at me when she does something good, and that always gets me going. And I know it fires up the rest of the team. But even when she's in the dugout, she'll give us little pep talks. She does a great job. She definitely won't always be the one to cheer her head off, but she
Right.
definitely makes her presence known. She has a really big presence within our team.
So then she would just give you like a point, like good job, like that.
Oh, yeah, no, anytime, even with her changeup, if she'd strike someone out, she'd always point at me, and that was our thing. We'd point at each other whenever she did something great.
Oh, I love that. That's really cute. So then you already mentioned her work ethic. Then tell me about. Do you have any like favorite on-field memories with her or anything like that?
I think my favorite that I can remember off the top of my head is when we played Drury. It was a really, like, in the beginning we were up and then they had kind of come back. So then they put me and Rosie in there towards the end because we really needed to win this game. And I remember It was a rough game. Our third baseman was out. Not everybody was feeling the best. We were on the road, and we got that final strikeout that she needed, and we gave each other a hug, and it was like such a big relief and so much joy.
Yeah.
And Rosie carried us through the end of that game with her pitching. It was amazing.
Do you think, or how much is she going to be missed next year? I mean, obviously she's been a cornerstone of this program for 4 years, kind of like one of the people, you know, what does that mean when someone like that leaves?
It's definitely going to have a big impact on us. I know for sure I'm going to miss catching her. She's definitely one of the best pitchers I've caught, not only from a skill level, but just also from being such a great person that she is.
Yeah.
But I definitely think there's going to be a hole on the team. And I think we have so many pitchers coming in. I think that they're definitely going to have to prove who they are, because Rosie definitely is going to leave a big mark.
I love that. And then you've been amazing here. And then do you have anything, funny stories, good stories, heartwarming, anything like that about Rosie that you think would be interesting or good on a podcast?
Trying to think, that's tough. I mean, she's just so amazing. She is also a very funny person. Like, her Halloween costume was the Lorax. I don't know if you've seen that.
She's the
But
Lorax?
she's just so funny. And I did love the work that she did with the children at her school that she did. She had them write us letters.
Mm-hmm.
And so we all kind of got a little pen pal. And I think that was really heartwarming for them. I think the kids really liked it. We really liked it. And Rosie was the one that set all of that up.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Well, unless you have anything else to drop on me here, I got nothing else for you. And you've been fantastic. I really appreciate you giving me some of your time here today. I think Rosie and I are going to get this done in August. So then I'll be putting it out.
Yeah.
And do I have your permission to use these clips and whatnot?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You're good.
Cool. I'm going to stop the recording now.
Okay.
Oh, I'm great.
All right. Well, I appreciate you giving me some of your time here. And you know what? I was going back and looking through like Rosie's stuff and doing my research and all that. I saw your name pop up in like her freshman, or it was her freshman or sophomore year. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize what an interesting perspective you would have as you played with her and then obviously coached her as well. So
it ages me a little bit, but that's okay.
Did you play with her freshman and sophomore year or just her freshman year?
Just her freshman year. So her freshman year was my senior year.
Okay. And then let me ask you, I've always been fascinated by this because I almost did it myself where I jumped from college baseball to being like a volunteer assistant. What's that been like for you, the transition from like player to coach, and then obviously coaching some of the people that you played with? Has that been interesting or unique?
It's different. It's definitely different. So the year I graduated, I actually took a gap and I was the volunteer coach at Rochester. And so that was nice to have kind of a year separate. And then that 2025 year, that was my first year as a GA. And it was very weird because the junior and senior class were pretty much like my best friends from whenever I was playing. And Coach Shannon, she was great on kind of helping me decipher. I'm like, hey, you're Coach Reagan now. You know, you can't be best friends. And it was definitely a hard transition, but the girls were all great with it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think if you're straight up with it, I think they give you a lot more respect. And it worked out great. It was definitely weird, but I also think it kind of helped our relationship of coach and player. I'm like, I promise I've been in the same place as you.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to help you get through your 4 years. That's pretty much it. So.
Oh, beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then tell me about, let's just jump into some Rosie stuff. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is going to be my first female guest. And I'm not sure how, I'm sure you probably know some softball history, but I actually have Kat Osterman is going to be a guest eventually.
Oh, wow.
And then Danielle Laurie too. But I have both of them on the back burner because I said I'm doing, Rosie's going to be my first guest. So I think
of
very
course,
highly.
She has to be.
Rosie's number one. I mean, this community really loves her too. So I do like national stories and I do local stuff. So I kind of go back and forth. So I thought we got to do Rosie first. So
that's awesome. I would love that.
Yeah, for sure. And then thank you again for being so sweet with my daughter at that camp. That was amazing. All right. So cool. Let's start with Rosie as a person. Mm-hmm. What stands out there? What you got?
She's seriously just such an amazing person. Like all around, like I think she's just the epitome of what a student athlete should be. Obviously, she comes from a great family.
The best.
And how she acts outside of softball is exactly how she is inside of softball. She's probably one of the most selfless. Oh my gosh, she's not selfish, I promise. She's the most selfless athlete like I've ever met. I've never heard her once talk about stats ever. Like from her freshman year all the way into her senior year. I never heard her say once about like even her records. Like she's like, oh, I didn't know that. Cool.
Really?
It's just like a brush off the shoulder. She doesn't care whatsoever. She
That's
just wants to
interesting.
win games. She wants to be there for her teammates. And that's how she was her freshman year, too. She just wanted to make an impact.
Yeah.
And obviously, your freshman year, you may struggle a little bit. And she definitely had some struggles.
Right.
And probably who she was as a freshman is completely different from who she was as a junior and senior.
Yeah.
But she's just grown so much as a person. But who she is and like how she was raised by her family and how she is in the community, exactly how she is as a player and
Oh,
teammate.
that's beautiful. Well, then how did you think about her? You were obviously kind of like the main pitcher from what I see stat-wise. When you were a senior and she was kind of like the third option, it looked like.
Yeah.
What did you think of her when she came in? When you were just like, oh, this freshman's coming in?
Mind blown. I was like, part of me was like embarrassed. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's throwing so hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, how does this kid who's tiny? She was tiny her freshman year.
Yeah.
She had braces on. I'm like, it was just like very unassuming. And she comes in that first week and we do a lot of metrics that first week. And she was consistently hitting about 64, 65. And I was like, oh gosh. I'm like, I got to work harder now. Like she kind of had me working my tail off a bit.
Oh, cool.
But she was insane. And you can just tell how hard she worked to get to that point. And I do think a lot of athletes have maybe done a very small percentage of what she did.
Really?
And she's insane. And whenever she came in her freshman year, she threw really, really hard. She had amazing spin on her ball. And the funny thing is she had no idea how it moved. She's like, I don't know how I do it. She's like, I just kind of do it. I was like, oh, I'm so glad it came that easy to you. That's awesome. But as I'm like struggling over here with my curveball, I'm like, I'm so happy that it just works out great for you.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, then tell me about her. If you feel like maybe you've already kind of covered it, but what about her as a teammate? How do her teammates interact with her? How do they gravitate towards her? Anything like on that realm?
She's definitely like she's such a reliable teammate. And whenever you're on the field and she's pitching, everyone can kind of breathe. I think she's just a pitcher. Like when she's out there, everyone wants to be able to play behind her. Everyone has so much confidence in her. And there's definitely a feel as a pitcher when you know your defense is behind you and you know your defense has confidence in you. And I think that's what part of it made her so successful is that her defense had her back all the way. But that's because she was going, toe-to-toe for anybody. You know, she was going to go all out. And that's what was really great about her as a teammate. She didn't care about her own personal stuff, like I said before, with her stats. She just wanted to win. Super selfless.
Yeah.
She, like, no matter what injury she was going through, she's like, I'm playing. She's like, I don't care. I'm just going to play. Whatever we got to do to win. She's like, I don't care. I want to win.
And she had some injuries this year, didn't she?
She did. Yeah. She had a lot of stuff in her arm and her forearm. Maybe some stuff in her hip, just like some general soreness. Her main thing was her arm, and it's probably been like that for the past 2 years, her junior and senior year.
Really?
But she pushed it. You wouldn't even be able to tell with her stats her junior year. She absolutely killed it.
Dominated, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like if you just look at that junior year, just sticks out. And obviously like 189 innings, I think.
Yeah, she was you guys' workhorse big time.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I was like, at the end of the season, we kind of felt bad a little bit for working her so hard. But I was like, hey, it was worth it. It really, really worked for you. But yeah, she'll just literally do whatever she can to win and help the team.
Interesting. What's the recovery like for a softball pitcher that pitches a lot of innings? I mean, does your arm get sore or how does that work for you guys?
Yeah, it does. It's different with baseball where obviously like you guys have multiple days of rest. We pitch every single day.
Right, yeah.
So, and we try like whenever I'm leading a bullpen, we try and keep it pretty relative to what your injuries are. Like if you are dealing with some shoulder stuff, then I don't want you to just not do anything. We guys do spin still, maybe do some long tosses, stretch out our shoulder a little bit, but
underhand long toss?
Yes. And
cool.
we try and go, we
We
love it. Underhand long toss is great. It's great for speed. It's great for strengthening your shoulder up. Love it.
I've never heard about that. Because I know a little bit about softball, but there's obviously differences between softball and baseball. I didn't know. Like, how do you build arm strength as a softball pitcher?
Long toss is great. It's very underrated. It's amazing. I love it. And we do it in our warm-ups. Like even when the girls are just throwing overhand, like we have non-pitchers, they're doing long toss overhand. And then our pitchers, we have them go long toss underhand whenever everyone's doing that as well to stretch it out. So
how far will you guys get?
Oh gosh, Rosie goes far. Rosie goes pretty far. For me, not as far. But Rosie goes pretty far. I would say like if we're going on, like if we're just kind of line up home to the pitcher's mound, we probably go about I don't know, home to probably like right in center field, middle center field.
Okay. Cool. And then with obviously Shannon being this like legendary, pitcher from the area, whatnot, how did you guys? I mean, you're the pitching coach. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Does she? I mean, does she have an involvement in that too, or is it just your show and you do your thing, or how does that work?
So Shannon's really great she really trusted me for the past 2 years. I'm just kind of hopping in and helping with like taking over the pitchers. She comes over every once in a while and we talk about it in the office all the time. Like, hey, this is what we want for our pitchers and this is what we want to do. It was very collaborative. She did a lot of the pitch calling, but we stood next to each other. If you ever see pictures of us in the dugout, we're literally like shoulder to shoulder. And we're just really bouncing ideas off of each other. But she's done a really great job of being able to take what I'm telling her, what's working in our bullpens and what's going on, and relaying that into in-game situations. Like she knows the pitchers just as much as I do, which is great.
Okay. Oh, beautiful. Oh man, this is informative. Tell me about then Rosie as a pitcher, like why she was so successful, the pitches that she used, how she attacked hitters, anything you got there.
Yeah. So obviously she throws really, really hard. I want to say her junior year, and this was, my mind's just still blown at this. We were at practice and we were doing scrimmages, and she probably warmed up probably like an hour before she actually threw. So she had an hour gap, and we had her on the gun at 68 miles per hour. Whoa. And we just did that because we were like, listen, you're throwing so hard in games, and we just want to know how hard you're throwing. So easily she was probably hitting 70 miles per hour in a game.
Wow. Yeah.
And which it just blows my mind because you don't see that in D2. And so it was really, really great to see that out of her and how much talent we can have at the D2 level, especially in Springfield from a local. It was amazing.
Absolutely.
And then what she was throwing, she really was working off of 3 pitches. She had 2 pitches leading up into probably her senior year. She didn't have a changeup that worked consistently until her senior year. And we were really, really working hard on trying to find something that felt good for her or something that was consistent. She was mostly working a drop ball and a rise ball. Obviously, her rise ball is amazing. That's what gets a lot of her strikeouts is her rise ball. It just jumps at the perfect place. Like once it gets up to your chest, it just jumps slightly last minute. It's so beautiful, and that's what helped her a lot.
Okay.
But whenever she had that changeup, she went home for Christmas break. She came back, had an amazing changeup. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I didn't tell her anything. She just went in, did it herself, and
that's cool.
And that's just her. She just wants to go in and do it. She's like, I'm going to figure it out myself, and she worked hard. She was in there every single day and she figured it out. And that really helped her. So she was working off of 3 pitches pretty much her whole entire career. And it clearly worked out great for her.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. And is 70 like top of the food chain velo wise?
That so consistently, yeah, pretty much. So if you look at so like Nyjah Candy, obviously insane powerhouse. She's in the 70s as well, but I feel like I've seen her in postseason. It was like 68, probably around that same exact mark. Like she's up. Rosie's very high up there speed wise with a lot of high level caliber players. Yeah. So and it's great. You just don't see it in D2, but lately, the teams that we play, especially in our conference, they're throwing hard too. We have a lot of pitchers in our conference that are consistently about 65, 66. So it's really great to see.
Tell me about Rosie as a hitter then.
So I was a PO, but I
saw that because some of those guys, some of those pitchers get some at bats. You got no at bats your senior year.
I did my sophomore year. My sophomore year, I was still a hitter. My junior year, I was like, I just want to be a PO. I'm over it. I was like, it's less work for me to do. But just from looking at it from a hitting standpoint, she was so reliable. You can always trust her that she was going to get in there and she was going to get on base no matter what. And whenever it came back to the top of the lineup, everyone kind of had that breath of relief, like, okay, she's going to get on, we're going to get something going. And obviously she has so much speed, just like she's quick. She had the record for stolen bases, but with her power, which is it's unassuming. You see like a tiny girl, obviously she's buff, she's super, super buff, but you don't expect that much power coming off of the bat. Right. And so she's gonna bunt. She just has a whole arsenal of things she can do. Yeah. If she bunts, she's gonna get on. If she has a soft chop or something, that she's gonna get on base. If she absolutely reams it and hits a home run, great. She literally does it all, and I think she was a great athlete for us to have in the top of our lineup, and it gave our team a whole lot of confidence too. And it made other teams nervous. Like no one wanted to pitch to her. And
I saw that she got a couple home runs her senior year too. I remember Ellen, her mom, telling me she was pretty excited about getting a couple of those out.
Gosh, we were our first tournament, and I forgot what team we were playing. She just hits the first pitch and it just goes, and there's like a whole line of trees, and then there's another fence and some train tracks. She hits onto the train tracks.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And everyone's just like, Oh my God. And everyone's like, I need whatever bat she has. I'm like, it's not just the bat, I promise you. It's not just the bat, but it's insane how hard she hits it and it comes off that quick.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I
yeah,
love
no,
that.
she's insane.
Okay. And I thought it was really interesting how you guys used her this year. It's kind of like you guys had kind of two really good pitchers, and then that she did some shortstop too. And like she's valuable kind of all around the field. So tell me about her as a fielder.
So versatile. Whenever my senior year, she played a lot of shortstop for us, which was great. And it was great. She came in as a freshman and, you know, she did what she had to do. She was definitely nervous at first, I think, and she felt the pressure on her, but she handled it with such grace and she did such a great job. And whenever she is playing shortstop, it just comes naturally, just as naturally as pitching. And she told us whenever she first came in, like her freshman year, she's like, oh yeah, I like playing shortstop, I think better. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, you're so good at everything. And I don't understand where this came from. I was like, I don't know what hole you crawled out of, but it's insane. And everything just feels like it comes naturally to her. And that's what I think makes her so good as an athlete. She can play any position, I think. I don't think she would want to catch, but
she could
do anything. She really could do anything. And that's what I loved pitching whenever she was playing behind me. I could always rely that she was at least going to go 100%. Even if she didn't get the ball, she was going to go 100% for everything.
Yeah.
Her 100% is way more than anybody else. So I'll take what I can get. So
I like that. Fire. And I'm sure you're probably aware of her pedigree with her mom and dad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Crazy athletic family. Yep.
Makes sense, yes.
For sure.
I tell her she's my favorite cousin. I know Sam's great. She's my favorite, though.
Wait, you guys are related?
No, Sam Ananachi and then her. She's my favorite of those two. Because I always say Sam's the better cousin. I was like, no, I don't believe so. I don't think so, but he's great. But
do you have anything, if you haven't already touched it, but just her as I mean, multiple people have talked about how awesome she was as an athlete. Do you have anything else to add there?
She honestly, like we talked about her injuries and how hard she's worked and she's pushed through them so well. And I remember 2025, we were in the conference championship game and I always go in the bullpen with them and I'm always kind of talking like, hey, how do you feel? Are you ready? Let's get our pitches ready. And she was dealing with a lot of arm stuff like in her forearm and it was really painful for her. And I don't know how she did it. I feel like baseball players may be done for the season with what she went through. Yeah. But she really pushed through and she came up to me while she was warming up. She's like, Reagan, she's like, it just hurts really bad. And I felt like she was like on the verge of tears. And she's like, it just hurts really, really bad. And I was like, kind of worried for her. She's like, but I'm going to pitch. Like it just changed. She's like, well, I'm going to go. She's like, no, I'm pitching. I was like, okay, cool. And she went out there and it just clicked, you know? Yeah. And she has turned into a gamer. And she said, well, my adrenaline will kick in. I'll be fine. And it did. Oh, she pitched the game of her life. And we didn't come out with a win in that game, but still she did everything in her power to get us to that point. And we gave her a break for the summer. We said, hey, don't pitch this summer. You'll be fine. And that's why we got that, our second pitcher, Callista. That pitched a lot more innings. That we were like, we promise we're going to get you somebody to help you out a little bit. And so they complement each other really, really well too.
For sure. Yeah. When I was talking to Rachel, she said the other pitcher had like more movement and what she would say, and like was like more finesse, and Rosie was more just like firepower, changing levels and whatnot. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you have any thought? You've already have mentioned it a couple of times, but anything on her work ethic?
She's a horse. Like I don't think she ever relaxes. I've never seen her relax. Whether that's like in school, like she's always working hard in school, in the field, whatever she was doing it, dealing with injuries. She was always in the treatment room doing whatever she can to get on the field and play. And she goes home. Once she does go home, she's making stuff for other people. She made a sourdough bread. So that was great. Oh, really? We have a little cook on the team. But she's always doing something. And you can see it in the weight room. Like during summer, she's always in with our trainer and always doing those early morning workouts. She's still with him now doing stuff for track. Yeah. And like she's insane. I know she's working with Jared and always doing stuff, which is great. I remember this is actually her freshman year. She had some foot injuries and she had a boot on for whatever reason. I completely forgot what she had a boot on for, but we needed her to come in the game. She took the boot off, went in and pitched. I was like,
the boot off.
Yeah. And I literally said, I'm taking the boot away. She can't put that back on. If she's pitching, she'll be fine. And I told our trainer that was traveling with us, I was like, if you don't take the boot, I'm going to take it. Because clearly she's doing great right now. She's still chucking 65 with half a foot. So
that's amazing. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, like, that's just how she is. Like, she will genuinely do anything. And so we really appreciated her for the 4 years that she gave us. And she truly changed the program. Seriously, she just set a whole new standard.
Oh, I love that. That's so perfect. Took the boot off to go play. I'm going to use that.
It was insane.
What about leadership? So what I think I know about Rosie is kind of like there's like a quiet strength to her, if you will. I don't see her as like super rah-rah, but people definitely respect her. And like, can you talk about her leadership style or how people looked at her?
Yeah, she definitely leads by action. Just how she, presents herself and how she goes throughout practice and everything. Like, she just makes sure she does the little things right. And even if she does make a mistake, she's really good about holding herself accountable. And I think that's something that you don't see in a lot of athletes where, you kind of shy away. Like, you don't want to admit that you did something wrong and you're just kind of be quiet about it. She's very open and honest about it. And she wants to show her teammates that you can be accountable and still be a good leader. And that's what made her a good leader. She always wanted to, help the next level or the younger players. And we had a lot of transfers this year. We had a lot of new people.
Yeah.
We had 11 new players on our team. And I think she was a great leader for them. And she set the standard for them that whole entire time. She was very open and honest with them. And I think as a leader, you need to be able to do that. And it's hard when those are your friends, you don't want to cross a boundary, but she really found a great line where she was able to kind of lead by example and get that respect from her teammates.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well said. I caught a couple of you guys' games this year, and obviously Rosie stands out, but there was a girl, Emmy, is that her name? Emmy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. She swings the shit out of the bat. Good Lord. Man, she swings hard.
And whenever I'm scared when I throw front toss to her, I'm scared. And it's pretty close. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and like hum this in there for you guys. I'm like, Emmy, if you rip the ball my way, I think I might just go home.
I mean,
because she scares me. If she gets a hold of the ball, you should be scared. I think Shannon should be scared because she pulls a lot. That's like where all of her power is at. And I think she's almost killed Shannon a couple times whenever she was at third base.
Talented. She's going to hit a lot of home runs for you guys for sure.
Oh gosh, I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Okay. The last couple, and you've been amazing. I'm so glad we got you on this.
Yeah, of course.
Any on-field stories, and then or any just good stories, funny, heartwarming, interesting that you think would be podcast worthy, or just highlights Rosie as a person or anything like that?
Let's see. If you just want to highlight her, like just how freaking strong she is. So freshman year, Shannon put her in the outfield because at that point we were like, we just need her on the field.
Yeah.
Like she's just one of those athletes. Like, I don't care. She just needs to be on the field. She's gonna get on base for our steal bases. Find a spot for her. We always tell them if you can hit, you will play. And so Shannon put her in the outfield because she has such a great arm, overhand too. Obviously, you see it at shortstop. And this is like one of the first practices in the fall, and she was throwing home, and she's like at the fence, absolutely guns it. And you've seen our backstop. Our backstop is tall. She hits the very top of that backstop on a piss missile. And everyone just kind of stops and looks at her, and we're like, oh my God. I don't think she'll ever live it down. But I'm like, listen, it's good because you're really, really strong. But you also got to hone that in, bud. It's like, you're going to kill somebody. You really are going to kill somebody. But she honed it in. She figured it out, which is great.
That's perfect. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
well,
it was awesome.
Unless you have anything else to drop on me, I got nothing else for you. And you've been absolutely incredible. I'm so glad we got you in on this. Yeah. You got anything else for me?
I don't think so. She's just a great person. I'm so happy you're going to have her on as your first one. It's great.
It's going to be cool.
Great first female athlete. It's going to be amazing.
I'm going to stop.
It's like legit.
Oh yeah, buddy. That's it's not cheap either. It's a really cool, I guess, app or application for doing the online stuff. So cool, man. Great. Yeah, so you're gonna be my last one here. We got oh man, dude, I had Ellen she stayed for over an hour today. I never got to talk to her like that. She's a special lady.
Yeah, so you almost got like a mini version of what you've been trying to get with her.
Seriously, I kind of like tricked her into it a little bit. Yeah.
We're going to talk about your daughter.
Yeah, seriously. No, but she was great. And I talked to Reagan Miles, their pitching coach. I've talked to who else? Shannon, and then the catcher, Rachel Mcmullen. So then, you'll be our trainer. So you'll be last, my guy. So
I just saw Reagan Miles. She got hired out at like Charleston Southern or something.
Some Division I out there. Yeah. So she's leaving, but that's cool. All right, my man. Let's get into it. I want to shower and start winding down to bed here. Hey, are you making a run of those Sam Antonashi shirts, or you just make like one of those, like a one-off?
Oh, Sammy, she's already got the PDF file, so she can make the DTS whenever.
I gotta get me one of those. Those are fire.
If
All
you
right.
like pick out a shirt you like, you can just give me the shirt and we'll press it.
Fire. Okay, cool. So let's go then. Let's. What did I say? I was going to ask you. Okay, you obviously been knowing Rosie for a long time. When did you start working with her?
I think Rosie joined mid 2021, maybe. Just post COVID. I think I already
So high
had
school,
Louis. Yeah, she would have been like
sophomore,
between
junior.
sophomore and junior year.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think that was her next season that she played. So it might have been right after her sophomore, because I think the next season she played, she went back to back junior and senior. She
Okay.
won CSA Player of the Year. So it was like right after Louis had been with me.
So then, when you first got hooked up with her, what did you think of her as an athlete, as a person? Anything there?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had already been working with Louis for a while, so I kind of knew the athleticism, was there. I don't think I knew a whole lot about her except what I had seen in the papers, with her playing varsity sophomore year and stuff.
Yeah.
She'd been around the gym a little bit, just kind of working out with her dad. But yeah, just a extremely explosive athlete. I knew she pitched and played the infield for him. She did it all. But yeah, just extremely twitchy and athletic athlete.
Okay. Tell me about, you've obviously been knowing her for a while now, and I know she's babysat your kid, she's been in the gym, she's worked for you, you've trained her. Tell me about Rosie as a person. What stands out? What's unique? What's interesting? Anything there?
Yeah, just a extremely genuine person. Really, as great of an athlete as she is, and as great as she's been in all of her endeavors, athletic endeavors especially, she's an even better person. And that's really what I was most excited to talk about with Rosie. She's just, you meet her parents, and it's pretty obvious where they get it from.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very she can be very sweet and soft, but you can tell she's also extremely tenacious.
Yeah.
Like she was I know she was a ferocious competitor, and probably will still find a way to be ferocious one way or another, in whatever she decides to do, whether it's run or just be done altogether, where she's headed this year. But yeah, just a extremely genuine person. Just doesn't have a mean bone in her body, but like I said, has every competitive quality that you could want in an athlete. But at the end of the day, it's all smiles with her, no matter what happens.
Beautifully put. Then tell me about her work ethic and how she's been in the weight room under you.
Yeah, I mean, someone that I could just leave the gym to. I mean, I wouldn't even need to be around her. That was pretty clear right away. Once she got some direction and got some programming, she was one that could really just do it on her own, because she doesn't need pushed. Like a lot of my kids do, and I have several kids like that over the years. But it's she really set the female athlete standard in here, and I don't know how many times I use her name. When I have new athletes come in, they recognize the name, or I'm just referencing how athletes work with twitchiness and athletes that aren't twitchy. Like her name just comes up so often. It's just inadvertent, but unavoidable really to not talk about her, and that's probably going to be the way it is for the history of my business.
I love that. What are some of the most impressive things she's done training wise, or anything there?
Yeah, I mean her squatting and deadlifting ability, and her vertical jump, and her sprinting times. I mean, that's covering a lot there, but those four things, her the amount of weight that she can have on the bar in a squatting position, and then the amount she can pull is unmatched in here by a female athlete, and really crushes a lot of high school athletes.
She's not like a big specimen. She's kind of like wiry, isn't she? You
Right.
describe
Yeah.
her as that?
She's not even close to being considered like, muscularly thick or anything like that. Like she's
Right.
more wiry, but
Yeah.
so muscular, that you can't see probably. And that's probably just contributed to her
Yeah.
twitchiness.
Yeah.
But yeah, her explosiveness altogether, like the vertical jump, the number, no female. I mean, her sister came within maybe 2 or 3 inches of her.
Uh-huh.
But really no other female has even sniffed it. It'll
That's
stand
cool.
for quite some time, probably.
I love that. And then, you've talked about obviously how great of a person she is, but I know that she's worked for you. She's babysat. Can you speak at all to what she's meant to Washco Strength and Speed, and then also your family?
Yeah, has meant a great deal to both, in the advancement of my business and the advancement of my family as I continue to have more kids. Um, you
You
know,
guys having any more? You guys done?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think I'm capped at 4, but and the babysitters will be, including Rosie, will probably be glad to hear that. But yeah, like the business. She's someone that I could I could literally hand the business over to her for a week, and I
Yep.
mean, I wouldn't. She figures it out. She's so intelligent. Has those street smarts that not a lot of kids coming out of college or kids coming out of high school do. But at a very young age, and that's why I got her on board. Starting an intern probably a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
because she's so intelligent. You can just literally leave the place to her, give her the keys, and say, here are the programs. And she's
Uh-huh.
so good with youth athletes. I've really never seen anything like it at her age, which was a couple years ago, 19, 20 years old. Just can communicate so well with young people, which also translates over to babysitting. Being able to handle 4 children at her age when she started, babysitting for us at 17 or 18 years old, whatever it was. And now we have 4, and she handles them like a champ. I mean,
Yeah.
if me and my wife had to go underground for a week, and they told us we couldn't take our kids, and I couldn't give them to a family member, I'd probably be calling Rosie. Like, I mean, without
Really?
a doubt,
What a
and just be like,
compliment.
Eric, you got to take all 4 of them. And I can't tell you anything. Like, and she would know exactly what to feed them, how much to feed them, when to put
Yeah.
them down for naps, when to put them to bed.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
you just
fire.
literally give her the keys to the house or the business, and she can run it.
What a great and unique compliment there. Well, that's creative. And then do you have any just stories, either heartwarming, funny, inspirational, wow, anything about Rosie?
Um, I think I've mentioned this to you before, in conversation. That's kind of funny, and I know she probably finds it funny, but my kids have to call her Big Rosie. So we call her Big Rosie or Rosie B, but they don't. My kids haven't really grasped onto the Rosie B, because I have a niece named Rosie, and so if I say Rosie's coming over, they don't know what Rosie. So I have
Yeah.
to say little or Big Rosie. It's like I mean, I'm sure she finds it funny, but yeah, no. Um, no, she's just, my kids are always excited to see her. No matter how long it's been since they've been with her. She will sit on the floor and play, games while 2 of them are climbing on her back. She's down for anything with those kids. And,
Yeah.
no matter, we always, if we go out on a date, we're like, man, I really hope, someone didn't do this, or Ty didn't do that, or, so and so's not, climbing on this. And we get home and she's like, they were perfect. It's like that there's no way they were perfect. It's like, yeah, it went great. And if anything really, really bad, like, so and so dumped a giant bucket of water on the floor when they were in the bathtub. She just was like, yeah, but it was no big deal. It's like, I'd have been freaking out. And she's just like,
Right.
it's no, these little things, no big deal. And we're like, they did what? She's like, no, it's all. And, there's no trace of it. She took care of it. So,
Yeah.
no, she's just, yeah, more, as great of an athlete as she was, just more special as a person, as
Oh,
a
I love that.
caretaker. I mean, obviously, uh, her parents have done a phenomenal job. And I mean,
Yeah.
having 4 kids myself, it's just like, that's the model family that I look at. And I'm like, man, I hope we can raise, half the human beings that they did, because all
Yeah.
4 of them are extremely special people. And I mean, Antoinette's following right in her footsteps because we're losing Rosie, unfortunately, to school, which is great for her. She's going off to school. But Rosie has literally Antoinette has literally just come up in filled her footsteps, and she's now training for me. She's going to fill in there for Rosie. And then she started babysitting for me this past year too. And she had him today, and she ran the gym today. Antoinette did. So yeah, it's really nice that we have that pathway where Rosie's leaving, but Antoinette's she tagged in Antoinette.
I absolutely agree, and I second what you said about their family too. I mean, I bet half of my interview with Ellen today was about Rosie, but the other half was I was picking her brain about parenting stuff, and just like it was kind of fascinating how she was looking at things and how they structured their family. And obviously, they are someone to look up to with what they've done. All their kids are amazing. Like they're, respectful, awesome children that are successful. It's that's what you couldn't ask for more.
My fourth one doesn't sleep, and I picked Ellen's brain at a softball game out in right field for a while. And of course, she has a story for everything. Every kid did something, just like my family, like they're all different. And I was like, this one's not sleeping. And she's like, well, so-and-so didn't sleep either. Eventually they just figure it out. And she's, I left that game feeling a lot better. I'm like, all right, this is, okay. It's not gonna last forever. So, she's always good to talk to.
All right, brother. I got nothing else for you. If you anything you want to drop on me about Rosie, other than that, thank you so much.
I don't think so, man. That was great.
All right. Cool. I appreciate you. This is going to be awesome. The community is going to love this. Rosie B is a local star. So here we go.
All right.
All right, brother. I'll be in touch with you.
All right. See you, man.
Hold on.